Hey, what's up, guys? If you follow my channel, you know that lately I've had some equipment problems with my hot water extraction equipment. So I've had to VLM all of my recent jobs. And this one is no exception. This is 3 bedrooms, a bonus room, hall, and stairs. The thing I'm going to do a little bit different on this job is I'm going to try out the Oreck Orbiter in just one of the rooms, basically to kind of see if it's going to clean just as well as the Challenger. Because I actually love the Challenger. It does a really good job of cleaning. And I've never used the Oreck Orbiter as a standalone cleaning system. I've used it for years, but I've always used it to either pre-scrub before hot water extraction or to scrub tile and grout before I use the spinner to rinse it. So I'm going to use it on this 1 bedroom in here and see how it does. Originally, my plan was to use the Challenger for any carpet downstairs and use the Orbiter for any carpet upstairs and for the stairs. But on jobs like this one where all the carpet is upstairs, I'm pretty sure it's going to take me a little bit longer with the Orbiter. So we did go ahead and bring the Challenger up, and we're going to use both the Challenger and the Orbiter to see which one cleans better, if one's really any faster or anything like that. So I've got a few different pads here. I've got an Oreck pad, I've got a microfiber with scrub strips, and I also have some cotton pads, which I'm not really sure where I've got these cotton pads from. I've had them for years. I did use one of, well, the best cotton pad that I had on this job. It was it's been used a few times, but it was pretty white because I wanted to compare the pads from both the Orbiter and from the Challenger when I got done. And I'm also using the Purely Green 25 pre-spray, which I posted a video just recently talking about that. And one of the advantages I find with VLM and the Purely Green 25 is it's really, really slick. So it just helps the pad really move well over the carpet. It's not so much of an issue with the Challenger because I use a glider under the Challenger, but I felt that the Purely Green 25 was really helping the Orbiter not bind down, or at least not have the cotton pad bind down into the carpet. It just felt like it was smoother than when I use it to pre-scrub before hot water extraction jobs. This job was definitely not a very dirty job. People were just moving in and the carpet was really not in bad shape at all. There were a couple spots that I had to work on, both with the Challenger and with the Oreck. But other than that, it was in really good shape. And the spot that you see right here, I don't know what it was, but I'm using clear ammonia on it and it took it right out. And you'll see a little bit later in the video, I also use clear ammonia on basically an identical spot that's in the bonus room. And really the Challenger and the Orbiter did pretty good with getting that spot out, and I didn't have to work it too much. I did have to work the Orbiter a little bit more over the spot to get it, and I think that's to be expected. Now it's hard for me to really wrap my mind around the fact that the Orbiter can clean as well as the Challenger. The Challenger is bigger, it's heavier, and it just seems like when you think about it, it should clean better. After doing this video, I can't say necessarily that the Challenger cleans better. It definitely cleans a little bit faster. And as I said, it seems that the other spot in the next room that looked almost like the one I just took out came out a little bit quicker with the Challenger. But as an overall, I think that they're both fine systems. I do think the Orbiter is going to be a little bit slower because it's smaller. But at the same time, you have to remember that the Challenger has a glider under it. And I don't know how big the glider is, maybe 9 inches, maybe 10 inches. So it takes up a lot of real estate underneath your pad that you're not able to use for cleaning, as opposed to the Orbiter where, the full 12, 13, 14 inches is making contact with the carpet and cleaning it. I have become a fan of using CD gliders, just making a glider out of a CD with a couple pieces of Velcro. And I do use them more than I use the Challenger gliders. But on this particular carpet, it was really dense. And I found with the CD glider, if you have a dense carpet, also on some commercial glue downs, the Challenger is a little bit harder to control using the CD glider. So I chose to go ahead and use just the thin glider that came with the machine on this job. This may not be the best testing ground, being that this carpet was not as soiled as some of the jobs that I do, but I do believe the Orbiter is a fine machine for the bulk of carpet cleaning jobs. I'm going to go ahead and finish out this room, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so I am finished up, and let's have a look. I gotta say, it's not too bad considering I only use the Oreck Orbiter. I wouldn't think that it would look any better even if I'd used the Challenger. The spot you see in front of the Challenger appears to be the same type of spot that was in the previous room that I cleaned. And the Challenger takes it out pretty quick. I've already sprayed it with clear ammonia off camera. And like I said, the Challenger took it out pretty quick. But you'll notice I kind of have to ride the side of the Challenger pad to work on the spot. Again, that's because of the glider taking up so much space underneath the machine. Which I'm not complaining about that. It is what it is. I cleaned part of this room approximately equal to the same size as this bedroom, just so I could compare the pads and see if one picked up more soil than the other. Now, this is not scientific by any means. I understand that one area could be soiled more than the other, but neither of the areas appear to be very bad. So here's what the Challenger pad looks like. One thing I want to say is this was a new pad, so the contrast is going to look a little different than on the Oreck pad. You see a big contrast between the new white part of the pad and the part that's dirty. But you're going to see whenever I compare it with the Orbiter pad that there's really not much difference in how dark the pads are, basically how much dirt they picked up. They're very, very close. Actually, the Orbiter pad looks a little darker, but I can tell you that there's not very much difference in the pads. So could the Orbiter have picked up more dirt than the Challenger? I would say anything is possible. At this point, I think I'm safe in saying that both the Challenger and the Orbiter do a good job cleaning. The Challenger, I believe, has the advantage in that it cleans a little quicker, especially with using a smaller glider, but that either system really works just fine. So we're going to go ahead and finish up this hallway and the stairs. I've got Rolo post-vacuuming the rooms that I already cleaned. So I'll show you the first room that we cleaned with the Orbiter and has been post-vacuumed. And then the second room I cleaned with the Challenger. So anyway, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next video.